As I've mentioned in previous videos, I have a crystal ball and I can tell the future.
Call me now for your free tarot reading.
Previously, I mentioned that the people or the institutions that will be haunted during this housing correction are rehabbers and investors. One thing that is haunting them is imaginary comparables and overproduction. Now, just to give you an example, when I say overproduction, I mean, for example, somebody that rehabbed a home in a neighborhood where every home has hardwood floors and they put marble floors. Just because you put marble floors in a home that's within a neighborhood where everybody has hardwood floors does not mean that you can sell your home for more and expect someone to pay this. Now, the idea of this video came from a home in DC that is selling in the $4 million range. Obviously, because of my real estate license, I can't tell you what the address of this home is. However, I am going to tell you what exactly is going wrong here. $1 million homes are easy to sell. They're a lot easier than homes that are 2, 3, and 4 million because that is a particular club or a group of people that spend money on those. However, just like in the lower 4, 5, 300,000, these builders and these investors are doing the same things in the 7 and 8 figure home range, where a builder will work on a home or rehab a home and think that just because they did the work that they can get more value than what the home is actually worth. I work with celebrity clients and a lot of them, have been texting me the past few days because these 7, 8 figure homes have been coming down in price. This home in question has actually been cutting the price about $250,000 every 5 or 6 months. It's been on the market for about an entire year at this point. People that buy in the 8 and 9 figure range, although for the most part they're paying cash for these homes, there still has to be value there. Okay. For example, if the home is listed for $4 million and somebody pays cash, most people that pay cash want to know that that home will actually appraise for $4 million just in case they want to sell it, or just in case they need to do a cash out refinance if they need the money later on. But if the home doesn't appraise for that price, technically they'll be in the red after they buy it. Now, when it comes to working with sellers and investors, and I always ask sellers, how much do you want for your home or how much do you think your home is worth? And of course, I already know what the home is worth because I'm looking at the comparable properties. One thing that a lot of people never really pay attention to on the front end is what the home will appraise for after you've completed the renovation. Because no matter if somebody's using an FHA loan, a conventional loan, or if they're paying cash, they're going to want to do some sort of appraisal on the property to see if the value is there. And if your appraisal comes back in lower than what you're selling for, then you and the buyer both have a choice to make. And that choice is the buyer can either overpay or you're going to have to take less money that's a lot closer or below that appraisal price. So in some instances, these builders, these sellers are overproducing the products and not paying attention to the change in value. Now, if the homes in your neighborhood were selling for $1 million, but because we're in a correction, they're in the 950 range, you have to pay attention to that. You can no longer go 2 years back during the pandemic and use those comparables. We now have to go back a shorter time span. For example, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months at the most, because of this market correction, things have changed fast. And to all of my buyers out there, whether you're buying in, I don't care if it's $100,000 range all the way up to the $4 million range, you can take advantage of this time, which is what I call buying on the dip, very similar to the stock market. If you want to make good money in the stock market, you buy during stock market corrections. And it is the same thing in the real estate market. You buy during corrections. It's called buying on the dip. So anybody that's in the market right now can tell you that these prices are coming down. $250,000 is a pretty deep discount. Now, on the home that's in the $4 million range, it's not that big of a discount, but we're going to keep our eye on things. A lot of investors and builders are feeling the pain of this correction, because they started using older comparables and also because some of them overproduce a lot of these products. And you can tell when a fully rehabbed home has been overproduced by how much time it has on the market. And normally that's because the seller will not actually take the true value of the home. They want what they want. But in any case, the majority, not all, but the majority of investors right now that are using comparables from during the pandemic are losing money. And I have said this time and time again. If you're an investor or someone that is looking to get into investing and flipping real estate, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. Buy correctly, don't use old comparables, and never overproduce the product. Look around in your neighborhood or in the neighborhood where you are rehabbing or flipping a home and look for the last home that sold and copy that down to the T. The same color, the same materials, the same everything.